JoeLumb album review every Monday right here on this channel. After reviewing Animalize last week, what better way to follow up a review with another Kiss record, their 13th studio effort, 1985's Asylum, which founding members Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley produced via Mercury Records. Asylum is a record that is a continuation of that glam metal sound of preceding albums like Animalize and Lick It Up. This is the first of 3 studio albums to feature the lineup of Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, Eric Carr, and new guitarist Bruce Kulick. Bruce joined Kiss after the departure of the most recent guitarist Mark St. John, whose time in Kiss was short-lived due to his reactive arthritis. He later confessed in an interview that his medical condition was a cover story for other reasons. The poor bastard died on April 5th, 2007 from brain hemorrhage due to an accidental overdose of methamphetamine. What an idiot. Anyway, in the spring and summer of 1985, Kiss used Electric Lady in Right Track Studios in New York to write and record Asylum. Members of the band The Plasmatics contributed to songwriting efforts as Rod Swenson and Wes Beach co-wrote Love is a Deadly Weapon with Simmons and Stanley, while John Beauvoir is credited as a songwriter on 2 tracks, Who Wants to Be Lonely and All Night, which he co-wrote with Paul Stanley and Desmond Child, and even played bass on the 2 aforementioned tracks. Tears Are Falling was the biggest hit on that record, with a music video which was popular on MTV at that particular time. Before I go down track to track, Paul Stanley sung lead vocals on King of the Mountain, Who Wants to Be Lonely, I'm Alive, Tears Are Falling, Radar for Love, and All Night, while Gene Simmons sung on Any Way You Slice It, Trial by Fire, Love is a Deadly Weapon, and Secretly Cruel. King of the Mountain, written by Paul Stanley, Bruce Kulick, and Desmond Child, clocks in at 4:17. Any Way You Slice It, written by Gene Simmons and Howard Rice, clocks in at 4:02. Who Wants to Be Lonely, written by Paul Stanley, Desmond Child, and Jean Beauvoir, clocks in at 4:01. Trial by Fire, written by Gene Simmons and Bruce Kulick, clocks in at 3:25. I'm Alive, written by Paul Stanley, Bruce Kulick, and Desmond Child, clocks in at 3:43. Love is a Deadly Weapon, written by Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, Rod Swenson, and Wes Beach, clocks in at 3:29. Tears Are Falling, written by Paul Stanley, clocks in at 3:55. Secretly Cruel, written by Gene Simmons, clocks in at 3:41. Radar for Love, written by Paul Stanley and Desmond Child, clocks in at 4:02. And All Night, written by Paul Stanley, Desmond Child, and Jean Beauvoir, clocks in at 4:01. Kiss's 13th studio record, Asylum, was released on September 16th, 1985. Tomorrow's the 40th anniversary, by the way. The record reached the top 20 on the Billboard 200, and as of this recording, reached gold status. Why isn't it platinum? I have no damn clue. Should it be a platinum record? Without a doubt. Tears Are Falling reached the top 20 on the Billboard mainstream rock tracks. Overall rating of this record is a 6 out of 10. While not the platinum success as Lick It Up or Animalize, they still managed to have a gold record. As I stated before, this record should have been a platinum seller. Favorite tracks are the singles that are also music videos, Tears Are Falling, Who Wants to Be Lonely, and All Night. Those 3 singles I mentioned were music videos that were shot out in London, England, all directed by David Mallet as a promotional tactic for the Asylum record. Radar for Love is an underrated gem. The rest of the record is skippable, in my honest opinion. For more album reviews like this one, subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.